Hey guys, welcome to my currently very messy kitchen. So I have talked about a lot, whenever people ask me what my favorite food is, I always say TALERINA and everyone's like, I don't know what that is, and I always try to explain it. A lot of people have asked me to show you guys how I make it, so this is my first ever cooking video and I have a feeling it's going to be a fail because I don't know how to film kitchen stuff. First of all, I don't cook very often. This is like one of the only things that I know how to make, solely because I really like it, so I make it a lot. Bear with me, I hope you guys can get through this with me. It's a casserole that has pasta and a lot of tomato flavors. It has tomato sauce and tomato paste in it. It has ground beef and olives and corn. It's very good. My family eats it with rice because we are Asian and we eat rice pretty much every day. So that's one way to eat it, and it's very, very delicious and I love it. It's my favorite food. So I've already chopped up a whole green bell pepper into little pieces. Keep in mind you guys are going to be eating this in a casserole, so you want to keep them small so that you're not going to come across with these giant pieces of bell pepper. Same with an onion. My mom actually chopped this up for me because I cannot chop onion. I cry like a baby. This is either like a medium onion or half of a large one, depending. Also, I already peeled my garlic here. This is just, we're going to smash this and stick it in with the mixture at some point in time. Also, you're going to need, I believe this is a third pound of ground beef. We keep these frozen in our freezer, and the night before I defrost it when I know I'm gonna make this. You also need a block of mild cheddar cheese. Keep this in the refrigerator until the very end. This is what's gonna go on the very top of the casserole, so you wanna keep this as solid as possible because it'll be easier to slice then. This is Excelente, which says chili con carne here. It's like a solid thing that you would mix to make chili, but we stick this in the TALERINA and it's what gives it this really amazing flavor. You need a bag of medium egg noodles. Usually it's about 8 ounces, but we usually like to go a little bit over. 8 ounces is half this bag, but usually I throw in a few more. You need 1 little can of tomato paste, 1.5 cans of tomato sauce, 1 can of small ripe olives, and 1 can of corn. And that is all you need, so let's get started. Ground beef is very, very easy to cook. Like, of all meats, ground beef is probably the most foolproof, so don't even worry about it if you've never cooked meat of any sort. This one is definitely the easiest, in my humble opinion. So I have my water boiling for my pasta, and again, I usually do a little bit over half the bag, so maybe about 10 ounces of pasta. I really just eyeball it though. Entirely brown. You don't have to cook it all the way, as my mom says, since it is beef and it will continue to cook in the oven. I prefer to cook it all the way through though, just because I'm paranoid and I really don't like to see any of it pink in there. So it's almost done. My pasta's been in there for about 2 minutes. I'm going to give it probably 1 more minute and then it should be good to go to drain. Okay, so I finished cooking the meat and I also drained the fat in here, which is really lovely, I know. And I'm going to put this into a big mixing bowl. I realized I didn't tell you guys what you would need as far as like kitchen utensils and pots and pans and stuff goes. So you will need a giant mixing bowl because you're going to be mixing all this stuff all up in here. Until the onions are translucent, because you don't want raw onions or crunchy bell peppers in your TALERINA. That is not fun. Trust me, the first time I made it, they were slightly undercooked and it was not a good idea. I also drained the pasta in here and it's just sitting out. Feel free to cook your pasta ahead of time if you need to, and you can't multitask on multiple burners at once, but this is just the, oh hey. So as you guys hopefully will be able to see, these have translucented up. That's not a verb, but I just made it one. Now I need to open up all these cans of stuff because now it's time to just start mixing everything. You are going to want to drain both the corn and the olives. Literally dumping and mixing. Next up, I'm going to put this bad boy in here. It's just like a giant brick. You guys will see. And it comes in this container that kind of looks like tofu. I literally open it the same way I open tofu too. Yum! Now, I recommend mixing the excellente in this pot when it's still warm because since it is a solid brick, it's a little bit harder to mix. So since this pot still has a little bit of heat to it, I would recommend mixing it in here just because it'll soften up and be a little bit easier to mix for you guys. My grandma and grandpa are coming over for dinner, and my grandma called to tell me that she's going to make some green beans. And my grandpa bought dessert, which I'm going to guess is ice cream. I will let you guys know. Right about now when I'm mixing things is when I start to preheat the oven. You're going to preheat it to 325 and you're going to cook this for about 45 minutes. So keep that in mind. Prep time is quite a while and it needs 45 minutes in the oven. Alright, so I'm going to put this lovely red mixture in this big mixing bowl that has my ground beef in it. Part of TALERINA and my mom's as well because you go through your TALERINA and then when we were kids and even now sometimes you're like, how many olives did you get in your piece? One time I think my grandma or someone made this without corn and it was not the same, so even if you don't like corn, trust me, it needs it. And this is what your lovely mixture should look like. And it's so heavy, holy moly. Okay, there are too many olives over there. I always mess with the olive distribution based on what I can see. Like I said, olives are a big deal in this household. How thick do you think that cheese is? I'm gonna say like a 1/4 inch, maybe. So see how there's like some openings in the corners and there's like a little random spot right there? So just cut a few extra pieces and then literally just break it up and just stick it wherever it's needed. it may not look super cute, but trust me, it will taste delicious. So now I'm going to throw this in the oven for 45 minutes. Okay, so this is the finished product. Again, it was in the oven for 45 minutes. You can see that the cheese got all melty and brown and delicious looking. I'm gonna let this cool. My grandparents got here, but the rice isn't ready yet, so I'm gonna wait a few minutes. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like when we cut into it. Okay, Dad, if you could rate Talerina on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate it?
1 to 5?
Yes.
5, of course.
Of course! Yay! On a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate Talerina?
5.
5.
Absolutely 5 plus.
I could tell you enjoyed it. Okay, Gigi, your turn. 5! And I win!
A high 5.
Cinco? Okay.
Go.